how do you see that China's commitment on the carbon neutrality?
Well, in terms of achieving carbon neutrality, China has a responsibility on the domestic scene because, of course, with the growth in purchasing power and the unprecedented economic development, China consumes more and more rare materials and energy, but can reduce the harmful impact of that growing economic activity by applying scientific research, technology, the best possible technology, and by, for instance, developing very rapidly the sourcing of alternative energy. You're a world leader, for instance, in the use of solar panels. The whole of your energy production is quite impressive in terms of the use of alternative energy. I think that in reducing the CO2 emissions, you should go really full speed in that field, and the other powers in the globe should try to invest in open connections and not turn to protectionism, but try to cooperate both in scientific research and also in production and trade of photovoltaics and all the devices that help us to reduce the use of fossil fuels and to reduce CO2 emissions. One last point. I think, for instance, if at the level of the European Union and also in other parts of the globe, if we want to have any chance to reach our very ambitious goals in terms of CO2 emission reduction, we have to change, for instance, our mobility. And there the EVs, the electric vehicles, are quite key.
China is leading in that field.
And China is leading, has a leading role. We have been very good at fossil fuel-driven cars. The German industry, for instance, the French industry was pioneering, was cutting edge. But now we see that in terms of electric vehicles, you are leading. You have the best technology, you have excellent products. And so I think it's important that European Union remains open to import electric vehicles to respond to the very huge demand and to also lower a little bit the price of these electric vehicles in order to make them accessible for the average citizen.